Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Play Programmer. How are you all? Hope you are doing well and in good health. So in this video, we are going to understand what are components in React.js. So let's get started. If you are thinking what are components in React.js, for example, if I will show you YouTube, this top navigation bar is a component in React.js, and this right navigation bar is also a component in React.js, and then this whole channel page is also a component in React.js. This means that the website made in React.js is divided into many parts, and they have divided the code, and they have added the code into the main app.js. So let's make a component and understand the terminology of components in React.js. In order to create a component, you can create a file in source. You can type any name. So I will type home.js, and now if you have ES7 snippets, ES7 plus React Native snippets installed in your Visual Studio Code, and if you type RFCE in your VS Code, you will get the whole component code generated. And if you remove this import React from React, it's totally fine, because after React 17 you don't need to import React. And let's make this function like this. And now let's use symmetrical sugar form, and let's give a h1. First make the file to React in your VS Code. Now hello, let's type hello from home page, home component. Let's save, and in your wherever you want to import your component, and make sure, and if you don't know what's this code, let me explain it. This code in React, there are two types of components. First is functional component, and second is class-based component. I will explain your class-based component and functional component in another video. In this video, I will teach you the basics of functional and class-based components. So you need to create a function, or you can create a fat arrow function. So let's use fat arrow function. Const equals to and then you need to create a return function, and then you can use your JSX. And at the end of the code, you need to type export default home, or you can use export home like this, and your component has been created. This is a basic component. We are basically creating a function, and then we are exporting the function. Our component has been created. Let's save our file, and now in your app.js you need to type import. As we have not exported our file as default, now we have couple of, the React is thinking that there are couple of files, there are couple of functions that has been exported, so we need to import our file like this. Let me show you. If you add curly braces while in your import statement of in between your import name of the function, while typing the name of your function, this means that it is export. There is lots of function in a JavaScript file, and you have exported them, so you can export them as default in order to tell React that there is a single function, and you can export a single function as default. You can't export two functions as a default function. So let's type like this, and now you can import home in a simpler way. Now you can import home in a simpler way. And now let's remove all this. And then in order to use home, you need to create a tag, self-closing tag, and type home, and you need to close by it has the tag is self-closing tag, you need to use /. So let's save and let's run our server first. And start. Till that I will explain you what a class-based component in React.js. So let's create about.js, and the snippet for creating React class-based component is as we see. In class-based component, the component looks like this. And let me use export default at the end because I like to use export default at the end of the code. So export default about, and there is some error in React. While importing any file, you need to use dot forward slash, and then you can define the home, then you can define the file name. So that's the error done by me. And make sure you use dot slash while importing any module. So let's save. As you can see here, it's returning me hello from home component. Now let's use our class-based components. So if you don't know what a class-based component, let me explain. We are basically importing React, and we are basically importing a component from your React. So we are importing two things from React. First React and the component. And then we are creating a class which extends this component. And then we are using render function. And then we are using return. So in class-based component, you need to use render and then return in order to return a JSX. But in functional based component, you don't need to use render, you can directly use return. But in class, you need to use render, and then you can type whatever you want, such as let me remove this and create a return function like this, and just use syntactical sugar format of React.js. And then make sure you change the language of your file to React JavaScript in your VS Code editor. Now let's type hello from about component. And now let's import about. Now let's do like this and Control D, and now you can use about like this. Yeah. And if I say, and as you can see here, hello from home component and hello from about component. So as I told you, giving the example of YouTube, as you can see here, you can use different files and make different components and then render it in your main file, and it will work. So this will help you to understand, basically break up your code, and this will make your code more understandable. In our next videos, we will learn database, create some really nice projects. So stay tuned till the next video. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel and do hit the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching this video.